Can you please remove the hoodie? Thank you.
Nope. He's not in the club. Matter of fact,
how was it yesterday?
It was smacking. We had to kick one dude out, claim that he was finna come back and bang me. You know, that type of shit. Yeah, we damn near pushed him.
How do you interpret that?
Like, how do you?
He was like, man, this is weak, man. I'm finna come back here and bang you. I was like, okay.
You should have said pause after that.
I know, right? I know.
You don't know what that means today. This 2023.
He was.
You think he coming back with the blicky? Nah, he mean grab your ankles.
He's like, you're coming with me.
He said grab your ankles.
Nah, he ain't doing none of that.
Oh my god.
Sexy chocolate.
That ain't happening. But no, other than that, man, it was a dope ass night. Nico will tell you, man, like it felt like an old school like 2006 party. Like it wasn't a club where cats was just literally sitting on the wall anymore. Like people was dancing, and it was a fucking vibe in there on Saturday, which I haven't felt in a minute. And it was one of our high successful nights. Like normally Diego Fuego is higher. We ended up topping him. So yeah, it was a dope night last night for sure. Yeah. But
I see they shouted us out last night. Was that last night?
Yeah,
Nico,
Nico.
they do it every night, man. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, Nico says that. Like Nico, Joseph One, they shout that out.
They be showing love, man. Shout out
all
to
day,
them.
man. All day, man. We trying to get about the night in the club, man. That's what we trying to do. Other than that, man, y'all already know what it is, man. Another episode of About the Night, episode 94 in the building, and we got one of the special guests that we've ever had on this show. I would say probably one of the best. We got Ayme. Thank you so very much for coming on our show.
Thank
give
you
her
guys
some
for
love.
having me. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, so you are celebrity in yourself in your own lane. You have this dope ass podcast called For the Soul.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, For Souls.
And honestly, your shit got me scared.
Why?
Shit got me scared, yo.
Why?
Because you be speaking so factual about life situations in general that if you just scroll through one or two of your videos, one of those videos are going to personally relate to you. It's almost like you're reaching through the freaking phone and like, boop.
Yeah, for the souls.
Yeah, hey, serious.
She's been putting people on the couch.
Yeah.
Tuning in.
I've always been a really deep person. It comes natural.
Which is good.
Yeah.
We don't get that a lot nowadays. There's no life coaches. There's no baby coaches, right? No one in the world telling us like, well, this is what you're supposed to do with your kids. You don't, and there are people that do that.
They do it, but a lot of them, I think the ones that get the credit got an agenda. Like there's a specific lane that they're trying to get. They're not really being authentic. Like it was that one dude. It was the relationship coach, Jackson.
Derek Jackson.
So it's like he's another example of he's not practicing what he preaches.
Yeah.
And so and not saying that none of his stuff is illegitimate. Some of the stuff would be honest, but it's like where it's coming from the source. It's not
it takes the validity away.
Yeah.
When you find because he cheated on his wife, didn't he?
A couple times. I think he just got again.
Yeah, and they got back together. I think last I saw, she was on someone's podcast, like giving her side. She's a real humble woman. I was surprised how she held it down for a long time without speaking her piece. But yeah, no, it's definitely very important for me to be who I am on and off of social media because I feel like you really don't see that very much in today's day and age. Everyone's a caricature of themselves or picks and chooses, which I mean, by all means, I have many layers to myself. I don't show everything.
Right.
But for the most part, who I am is the same off of social media, And I find power in that vulnerability,
Okay. What that is probably one of the randomest things that this world needs is just not necessarily real behind the camera, but in real life.
Yeah.
Actually, there was this new movie that just came out, The Family Trip, with Mark Wahlberg in it. It just came out, so I'm not expecting everybody to know, but actually it was a really good family movie about him being an agent spy, but his kid.
I saw the trailer for that, yeah.
Right, his kid was this dope ass, Kilgore, sniper guy online, and everybody loved him online.
Yeah.
But his thing that he indulged to his sister is like I'm not that guy in real life, like I'm not this confident guy who's able to talk to women, but on the game, I can do that because you have a certain confidence to yourself. So, being real, not only online or on the internet, you got to be able to portray that in real life too.
Yeah. And I think it's needed. Like, I think it's necessary. I think a lot of people kind of get this illusion of what they're supposed to be or what their life should be at. And there's just it's a fake realm on social media. I mean, there's real people, but overall, you can be whoever you want to be online. And I think people crave authenticity. I think people want to hear people and be like, man, I feel that, because it's relatable.
Right.
You don't feel so alone in whatever you're going through or your particular mindset, and then just the climate of society right now, walking on eggshells. Everybody watches what they got to say and all this shit.
Right.
Oh wait, can I cuss?
Oh yeah. Oh no, this is about the night.
Yeah, we about that. We about that.
Oh yeah, I don't even know why I asked. I saw a video of you guys talking about dicks yesterday.
I know you
There
talking
we
about
go.
this man right here.
There we go.
We would have been canceled.
Don't get Winton hard. Stop.
No. Stop playing. Stop playing.
Speaking of that, I'm about to cut to something.
Go ahead, man. Speak your truth.
So, y'all guys have played Secret Santa and White Elephant, right? So, me and Warren, we had it was like our group chat or whatever, of friends. We had like a little get together at a Brazilian steak. Yeah, holiday dinner at a steakhouse. And so we did a White Elephant.
Listen up, man.
And so, everybody knows the object of the game. You pick a gift, and then the next person got an option to steal or pick the next gift or whatever, right? So what was I? Fourth?
I think you was, because I was after you, so you was fourth, yeah.
So I go over and I see some gifts there, and I was like, one had 2 wrapped gifts, right? Before I get to this, you have an experience with White Elephant.
Oh, man.
Right?
Yeah.
And you didn't like your experience.
Absolutely.
Before I get to mine, I got to say yours first before I get to mine. You didn't like yours. What did you remember what you got?
Fuck yeah, I hung it up in the AT&T office. It was a fucking Nacho Libre can opener. This fool was sitting like this, and it was a can opener. You
basically puts his nuts on the bottle that you pop in.
Yeah.
Basically.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like a fucking action figure. Man, it was the worst ever fucking black elephant revealing ever.
Black elephant? You changing it up?
Because it's negative. Might as well be black.
Oh, no,
just do it.
Okay, that's what we doing. That's how we treating it. We're gonna start calling it black elephant. All right.
Only when the gifts are bad, though.
Right.
Only when the gifts are bad.
Oh, this was an obsidian elephant. The one I got. So you thought that was bad?
Yeah, man, because I put time and money into it, and this little rinky-dink $5 can opener had me like, bruh.
Wait.
So I wish I got that.
You got to pick better, man. That's on you.
You guys don't do like themes and like price limits and all that?
There was a price limit, but it wasn't high.
We had a price limit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this one I don't think the person adhered to the price limit.
It did.
Do you guys do themes?
Nah.
Like our family will do themes. We'll do like, okay, this year's mugs, or like 1 year's sex toys, or like card games. Like we theme it out.
You just get what you get in that bag.
So let me fast forward here, right? You didn't like your gift. I wish I got your gift. So I go to the table, right? And so I'm a multiplier. I see multiple gifts attached together. I'm like, well, shit, I don't want 1 gift. I want 2 gifts.
Right.
So I grab that. It's 2 gifts wrapped, but they're together.
Uneven?
Yeah, uneven.
Okay.
So I unwrap the first one. Bruh, I saw the tip.
You saw the tip?
Yeah.
The
Tip
tip
of a
of
dick?
what?
Of a dick.
Oh, shit. Yeah,
And
you
I'm like,
stuck
I
with
look
that.
at it
Wait,
and
you
I
recognize it that easy?
Daddy, I know my own. I know what the tip looked like. And I was like, I already closed it up.
Y'all should have seen the look on this man's face.
I closed it up. I went to the next gift. I was like, nah, we ain't doing that.
You can't just pick a next gift.
No.
because
They were
two.
together. There
Okay,
were 2.
right, you're right.
So I open up the next one. It's a Maker's Mark bottle of whiskey set and all
That's
that.
what's
Like,
up.
cool. Yeah. To me, that's all I got.
Yeah.
Well,
far
that
as
sounds
I'm
like a good
concerned.
time.
But this dude, right. So this dude.
She said,
Shout out to him and Heather. Basically, I got a whiskey bottle and a dildo.
Yeah, she get drunk and you fuck yourself, right?
He said, why is he mad?
Oh, I know you would have been happy, huh?
You sound jealous. I'd have been like, let's go. What?
It was a white.
Let's
wig,
go.
too.
What? What you want to do with it?
No, but you take it with your girl. You guys have fun. You can switch in, out, switch in, out.
Bro, I got my tool. My tool good.
Right.
He says
Have more fun.
Nah, I'm good with my tool.
Nah, you gonna have fuck around and she be like, oh, put the other one back in, and it's the fucking dildo.
Oh no, mine.
See, yeah, that's
So she gonna choose up.
Right.
Nah, you down with that one? I was like, okay, I like that you went that route.
So you got that gift?
He got it.
So
This fool.
how it went down.
Hold on, wait. You chose that gift?
Listen,
Let him
let him
clarify.
Was Heather there with you?
Yeah, she was invited. Yeah.
Oh, bro.
So how it went down was the makers originally. That's what I got.
Nope.
I bought the makers. It's a little gift set. It's a bottle of makers with two glasses, two holiday glasses.
Mm-hmm.
My girl, she was just like, we got to spice it up. You know, she was like, we
No,
can't.
she didn't.
She was just like, this is gonna be too boring. She was just like, and I forgot where we were going, but we drove past the sex shop, and she's like, wouldn't it be hella fun if we get like a toy or something? And I was just like, at first I was just slow playing it. I was like, whatever, like I ain't gonna do it. And then we were about to leave wherever we went, and then she was like, you sure we shouldn't do it? I was like, you know what, fuck it, let's just go in there and look. So we were in Stockton actually. So we pull up, we go in there.
what place?
I don't know where it's by like a Ross or something. I don't even know.
Tony want the SKU code.
Right.
It's good.
So we pull up, we go up in there, and then like we're just looking at fucking dildos. And originally she wanted to get like this King Kong one, dude. It was motherfucker was big, bro.
Oh, I've
Like,
seen those.
That motherfucker was like this, Tony.
I know which one.
I was like, hell no, but like that shit was like $140. I'm like, dude, I'm not dropping 140.
yeah,
Hold on.
they're expensive.
Yeah,
That'd have been super sus.
they're ridiculous. And so
Ridiculous. This nigga, the choice of words. Okay, keep
they're
going.
ridiculous. So originally she pulled a black dick. She was just like, we should get this one. I was like, nah. I was like, we get the white one, it'll be hella funny. So that's pretty much how we ended up on
See,
that.
I like your girl. That's some shit I would have done. I'm like, first of all, we gonna get a laugh out of this white elephant.
That shit was. I had to give it to him. It was definitely funny, but
Man,
I was like,
it was the moment
as soon
of
as
the
I opened that thing, I was like, bruh.
Just gift it to somebody else.
I
Oh
kind of.
no, I almost left it there.
I almost
At the steakhouse.
I misinterpreted what you said. I misinterpreted. It's not misinterpret. Whatever. You know, I don't give
Here
a
we
fuck.
go.
Semantics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you said you took the gift from him, like White Elephant. You went next and
No,
you took
no.
the
Oh
gift
no.
back.
Ain't nobody
No.
was stealing that.
Nobody's taking that gift.
The way
man.
the story was going, I was like, you took his gift back, and you're the one who got it. So I was
Nah.
way off.
We
All
was-
right,
like the
Good
way it was
corrections.
going, like we thought we was gonna be stuck with it because everybody we went because I went fifth. There was
Yeah.
6 of us, and he went fourth. So there was like everybody was walking up to the table. And me and her were like making eye contact, like fuck, we about to get stuck with the gift. Luckily, Rob came through and saved the day.
Appreciate the whiskey, big dog.
Yeah, right. That part.
Appreciate that.
That part.
Appreciate that.
It was
That's
a good
wild.
time, man. It was a good time.
So the hard part about where he is at, because I was there.
Yeah,
I was
emphasis
there.
on hard, huh? The hard part.
The hard part.
Got you.
So when I got the little Nacho Libre thing, you know, it's White Elephant. The whole point is someone's supposed to steal the gift from you, right? And I was over here like, man, you got a kid, Rob. This action figure.
yeah,
Your
he was-
son Jordan's gonna love this one.
He was trying to sell it.
I was selling the hell out of this action figure, man. This bottle opener. Nobody was taking it.
Oh yeah, Jordan slapped it out your hand. That's right. He was like, "Hey, do you want this?" He went. He's like, "Get that up out of here. I don't want that."
That was the funniest day ever.
Man.
So how you sell your dildo and makers? You try to sell it? It's like, nah, man, you could take this one. Or,
Bro, there was no point.
it's done deal.
It was
can be
no
like,
way.
Wait,
man.
so what'd you do with it? Where's it at?
It's in a bag. I almost brought it here. Because I was gonna show it. I'm comfortable with myself. It is what I was gonna show it, but then I started thinking about it. It's like, man, I got my kids out. They gonna stumble on this. They gonna be like, Daddy, what this? I'm like, I was like, you know what? Let me put this in the bag in the garage.
That was
man.
classic.
That's funny.
It was
Oh,
classic.
man. Why dude was hella uncomfortable. The waiter
waiter,
he came
yeah.
by, he was like, oh, what y'all got going on over here?
Well, you over here hiding dildos away from the kids and everything. That's that's commendable. That's really good. You know, you're not teaching them wrong things. And then speaking of teaching kids wrong things, I heard earlier that you have a mentorship. You
I
mentor
do.
kids.
I do. No,
kids
not
or
not
adults?
kids. Just because I get the under 18 gets a little.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to get into no trouble with parents, but just people in general. In general, whatever, males, females, whatever they're dealing with. People come to me with all kinds of different, problems, couple problems, self problems, and yeah.
So let's dive into that, because obviously we talked about For the Soul. I mean, it's a good one, because like I mentioned, your podcast, it touched me.
Yeah.
What are your basis? Like, you know what I mean? Like you mentioned you had kids. Are you more so like talking about kids, the experiences, or, relationships? Like what are your basis or your topics of your podcast? Like what is it?
I pretty much talk about everything. So I've been through a lot. I grew up in a blended family. I didn't have my biological father. He wasn't around. I went through drug addiction. I went through homelessness. I went through domestic violence, sexual assault, with like a family member when I was really young. And then again at 13 by a friend's older brother. And I was just in a period of depression for a very long time in my life. And I got myself out of it. Well, I give it to God, honestly. I feel like God got me through it, But I talk about all the lessons that I learned from that. And the basis of me wanting to even start the podcast was I didn't have nobody to teach me nothing. I didn't have nobody to look up to, nobody that I was like, man, can you relate with this? No one was willing to talk about deep shit like that. And so I just kind of started healing out loud and being very vocal about the things that I've been through and how I got through them, even and showing the ugly part of it. Not just like, oh, I healed and like this is, I'm better. No, showing what it was really like to get through those things. You'll probably see me cry a little bit on social media with certain topics that I'm talking about.
Real stuff.
And the point of that was I know someone out there probably feels how I felt when I didn't have nobody, And if I could just plant them little seeds, give those little gems, and if that's going to give someone a one-up, and not have to learn shit the hard way the way I had to, then that was my way of giving back what I could, and turning that pain into purpose.
Right.
Yeah.
I love what you said there. If you can tell them something, teach them something so they don't have to go through it, that's huge. And, a lot of my life was lived like that. I took advice from older people, grandparents, and I tried to use them, because there were some that you would get advice from people and you wouldn't listen to them. Like your mom would tell you the stove is hot, don't touch the stove. Come on, who all touched the stove? We're gonna touch it. You want to get burnt, right?
I didn't touch it. I was smart.
That's good. That is good.
You did,
right?
You didn't. You touched it, huh?
Yeah,
you had to learn a few times.
Trial and error.
Oh yeah. See, and I was like that too. I was very much just headstrong.
Right.
Like. You could tell me all day a situation's going to get me into something. I got to figure it out for myself. Because I've always just been a critical thinker like that. Like, I don't, maybe I'm kind of cynical in the sense that I don't trust people's words for things. I got to just figure shit out myself. So I guess a lot of what I do is also for the knuckleheads like me that just figure shit out on their own.
That is true. Well, that's huge. The fact that you're using your platform to kind of like give people these advices and these life lessons, because truthfully, it will come back and it'll bite them. They're going to get burnt and they're going to be like, dang, you know what? Ayme did tell me about that. I remember that podcast. You told me to do this, that, and XYZ. And then hopefully at that point, they're able to take those steps to kind of recovering or turning it around and, doing something good with their life. And since we're on that subject, what is your podcast name, or where do we find you? IG, YouTube?
IG, Spotify, video version, YouTube, Apple Podcasts.
Okay.
Pretty much all podcast platforms. And it's For the Souls podcast.
For the Souls.
For the Souls podcast. My personal page on
Instagram. Like the letter 4?
No, like FOR.
Okay.
For the Souls.
Did I just say the letter 4? I just said the letter 4.
The letter 4.
Y'all know me. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what's up.
See, burnt his hand on the stove 5 times.
Right.
At least I caught it. You know what I mean?
Not surprised.
No, I was a little bit surprised that you guys wanted me on the podcast, because I listened to some of you guys' podcasts and I was like, oh shit, I think I'm a little different. I'm a little deep with it. But
no, we like to get deep, and stuff like that with stuff. It's just we also just like to cut up. We really, at the end of the day, this is therapy for all of us. And coming from what we did, we all bounced here in the city in certain clubs and bars, and after the night was over, we just talked shit, whether it was sports, what was going on, and that's just kind of what we wanted this to be. Was just awesome. Basically us doing that at the club after the night was over, but being recorded.
Right.
So what that would look like. So that's really all it is. We just be up here talking shit.
Well, it's entertaining because I was listening to you guys' things yesterday and I was busting up laughing.
Nah, we keep it funny.
I clicked a few that I was like, first of all, you must be an expert,
right,
with them personal selfies. I was like, damn, the detail.
Oh, you talking about he had the oil stuff?
The oil, the angle, the veins.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh my
this guy. God damn. Yeah.
You give it all the gems.
For real. Hey, but good.
Right.
Men need to hear that.
Because I swear to God, it's like, exactly. So you remember. But
speaking of art, as you think it was, you know, what we do, the content and stuff is art.
Yeah.
Right. But it's subjective. As soon as we make something and create something, we put it out there, people going to judge it. So how do you navigate the trolls? Because this internet thing, you know, it seemed like that's almost most of them.
Oh, yeah.
Like that. Like, so
internet be internet.
Oh, always.
That's the best phrase.
I think that I've come to realize that the people that take the time to troll, it just really stems from a deep-rooted insecurity within themselves. Because you got to be really insecure to take the time out your day to want to spread that type of negativity. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, not to talk shit, but it's kind of just a very low thing to do as a person.
Okay.
Like, it's real bottom of the barrel type shit to me, you know? And I feel like with me, when you know who you are, you know your intentions, you know, it kind of just don't phase you in that sense. There's been times where I feel like people misconstrue my character or like what I'm saying. Like recently, right, I had a video kind of go viral, big page posted me, and I'm talking about the difference between a masculine man and a machista man, you know? Of course, I had hella men in the comment section that were like hella offended with what I said, but equally so, I have a video talking about modern women and traditional feminine women, like what honoring femininity is, you know? People are going to take 60-second clips and judge you off of those 60-second clips and be like, oh,
that's a fact.
Like they were thinking I was a feminist and like
give an example, because that was good what you said
and all this.
I watched that when it was good what you said. What did they say? Like what?
Oh, they were saying dumb shit. They were like, oh yeah, this is probably someone who's single and got different baby daddies and just like talking shit like that.
Yeah, that seems like that but narrative. Like just because you talk about one thing and then you try to go like they obviously go to the other end and say, well, why ain't you talking about it? Well, I ain't talking about that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about this.
That happens a lot,
you know
but I think that happens specifically on social media though, because a lot of, I mean, it's going to sound ugly, but a lot of degenerate women get platformed for their opinions. We got this like OnlyFans culture, women that don't value themselves in that way, right? And their voices get, you know, it's like a microphone on their voices. So men and women always feel on the attack on social media. Like if you're not talking about one, you have to be talking about the other. You can't just take the constructive criticism. And that video, ironically, wasn't even intended for men. I literally made it for women because I've had so many men that are like, women always complain that they choose the wrong type of man. So I made this video for women to have discernment. Like if this guy's giving this kind of qualities, that's probably somebody you don't want to be by, you know? And then men were taking it as, oh, now a woman's trying to tell us how to be a man, you know, or what qualifies you. And I'm like, first of all, I got a lot of honorable men in my life. And I've had my fair share of men that ain't shit, you know, that I've had to deal with. Like I think I've been around enough to know like what a good man is and what is someone you should probably be like.
The foolishness going to rise to the top. Yeah. Period. That's always going to get the clicks. That's always going to get the attention. Unfortunately, like you said, the OnlyFans code, like all you can, and not just on OnlyFans, but just anyone saying the most outlandish thing is basically what's going to get all the views. And on the men's side too, there's platforms out there that all they do is dog women. That's all they do. Like they make a lot of money doing it too.
What you said was kind of huge, though. You said they feel like it's a woman trying to tell a man, you know, how to, you know,
how to be a man.
You know,
to be a man.
And you know what? No one can tell a man how to be a man. I'll be honest with you. No one can. Yeah. Yep. But we could not change, but like, you know, adapt to some things in order to keep.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
The way that I
Why? Let's dive into that. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Why is it dumb?
No one could tell a man how to be a man.
No.
You don't think so?
No. I don't think. Not even my wife. I love her to death. Like she can't tell me shit. She can tell me. She can definitely tell me. But you know, it's up to the man to
step into that.
Yes, and the same thing. And what I'm trying to get at is, she is able to tell me how to do certain things that can cater to her. You know, like a man like me, I'm going to take the trash out. I'm always going to be a protector. Like my wife hates it when we go out because she feels like I'm a security guard. I'm always scanning the room. I'm always looking for threats. That's that manly shit. It's an instinct. I don't know.
Was your father in the household?
What?
Was your father in the household?
Nah, he wasn't.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
So once again, right? Who's going to teach me?
A man that's in the house who's really doing what he's supposed to be doing is going to be teaching his son.
Supposed to. It's supposed to. Or someone, you know, obviously coaches, things like that. If you didn't have a father in the house,
I did.
Somebody like that.
My bad.
Like that's what's supposed to.
How old man going to tell me? You know, ain't nobody tell me what to do. My grandpa did before he passed, so I'm not going to lie. So what you're saying is true.
You got some wisdom. That's what I think that's what he's talking about. Like somebody had to give us something. Now some people got more than others, obviously, and that's the more ideal thing. I think we look down on that too. So the people that do get that provision in from their father, like for a man, for example, they getting that provision in by their dad who's supposed to do that. We almost look down on them in a way like, oh, you had your dad. Well, he should have it. Like they should. That should be the normal. Like that shouldn't be. It shouldn't be a the struggle Olympics. Like I'm like, oh, I ain't had nothing and I can't. Like who wants to do that? Who wants to be behind the 8 ball and have to work 50 times harder for the next person?
Different 8 balls.
Surprisingly, I feel like a lot of people want to victimize themselves. I feel like a lot of people want the coddling that comes with being the victims in their life in today's society, But equally so, like getting back to that topic, I feel like this idea that men and women can't constructively give each other opinions to enhance each other is a little bit ignorant. You know what I mean? Like,
agreed.
I didn't know when I first met my man, I was hella masculine. I was hella hood. I was out here doing dumb shit. My man, in essence, him being that man and showing up in his leadership actually showed me how to step into my femininity and how to be submissive and how to be an honorable woman. And it reframed my idea of what a woman is, because it brought to the surface things that I inherently didn't even realize about myself until I had that masculine in my life. Does that make sense? And I think vice versa, women tend to do that to men as well. There's certain requirements that we would like for a man to meet, and a man may think he is meeting all those requirements until he's actually put in a position to meet those requirements, and he might like, oh shit, I thought I was this, I thought I was that, but now that I actually have to step to the plate, maybe I'm not what I thought I was. So this idea, but this comes with social media too. Like we can't just constructively put each other on, when it's like both are necessary for a healthy balance. Absolutely. In marriage, in society. Like it has to be a healthy masculine, it has to be a healthy feminine. It's not a fucking, we're not like against each other. We're not at war with each other, even though it feels like that on social media.
The internet projects that almost to a certain, the gender war. It definitely, but it's also incentivized too, because I think there's a lot of money in the division. Yeah. If we just going at it, I mean, obviously there's going to be stuff coming out of that, and I can go all day about the court system and how that whole situation. They want you divided. They don't even if you did break up, they don't want you to do it amicably between each other. They want the court involved so they can dictate how this is going to go. So
because strong fathers build strong kids, and strong kids become strong leaders, and strong leaders create strong societies. And strong societies are harder to control.
Could not say any better than that.
The court, like you brought up, that the court's worse than social media, to be honest. I mean, the court is it's bad.
That's that deep shit that I be talking about right there. You got them just coming out like the philosophy. Take this one.
I think it's important too when you were talking about the victimizing part of it, because like when people want to get in that whole victimizing part, and why I think it's so big on social media and why people flock to it is because they want to feel like they probably just got in a situation where they got in a bad breakup, and now somebody else is relatable. Like, oh, they just went through that too. Yeah, fuck men or fuck women. You know what I mean? And they just be saying that shit, and it's like you just want to relate with somebody right now because you're mad. You're really not thinking about the situation.
Yeah, just like the flat earthers. Right. There's plenty of videos out there that'll prove that Earth is flat. That's you can find anything out there to fit what you feeling and fit your side. There's plenty of people out there that got channels that say the Steelers is better than the Niners. It ain't. Let me just here to say that. There's plenty of channels out there that's going to try to convince you of that bullshit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But he subscribed to one of them.
Pick another team, my guy.
You believe what they saying, Whitney?
Motherfucker, not no more. Not no more, obviously. Shit. He was looking good until the fucking Niners came into town. God damn.
That was week 1, bro. Then.
And
See,
it was
I don't
bad
follow
ever
sports,
since.
but my husband does, and I'm riding with whatever he's riding with. So
That's why I told him
He had the right jersey on.
That's why I told him he had to wait in the parking lot when I seen him. You got the wrong jersey on, man. You got to wait outside, man. I can't.
Bro, you shouldn't even be in the building. But
Y'all lost the other night, right?
he's like, why you
Boy, come on, bro. We ain't even talk. We ain't, nah.
I was confused.
He
I was
just had to make
asking.
sure. He had to make sure.
I was trying to
You trying to
figure out who won the
clarify?
game. I forgot.
Anyways.
A
Yeah,
little
that's true.
amnesia.
We'll check. We'll talk.
Yeah,
about
we'll talk about it.
You talked about it with the relationships, and you talked about some of the things you endured and things like that. We're gonna get right to it
Okay.
early.
All right.
Why do men cheat? Why do women cheat?
Okay.
And who cheats more?
Well, first of all, women cheat more.
Ooh,
I'll
is
tell you
that
that.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Women cheat more.
Damn.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
they
shocking.
do. No, they do.
Okay.
Men cheat. Oh, I think men cheat because most of the time, a lot of men don't have good mentors in terms of how to conquer themselves as men. You guys naturally have this instinct to procreate. You know what I mean? Like it's naturally in there. But if
When
you
you
don't,
say we have that natural instinct to appropriate, what?
yeah, your hormonal structure.
Appropriate?
Procreate. Make babies.
Oh, the fuck. Okay.
babies.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to say it like that, but
okay.
yeah.
You gotta
Slow
slow
it
it down
down
for him.
Slow it
Oh,
down.
my bad. Yeah, y'all got a natural instinct to fuck.
There we go.
And
There
to
we-
create life. No. But it's hormonal. It's you guys' hormonal structure, right? But we're not taught. Well, a lot of men aren't taught how to conquer that part of themselves. And when them hormones hit, that's why a lot of women go through it too, but mostly men go through these like really extensive hoe phases because you got this surge of hormones. Your biological body is telling you like, okay, I got to procreate, I got to find people, whatever. Women, and so because of that, let me get to that point. Men, when they haven't conquered themselves, you could be with a good, solid woman, right? But if you haven't learned to be disciplined with that side of yourself, or even ask yourself why you need that constant sexual validation, men tend to cheat. That's why they cheat with bitches that ain't even half of what their girl is. A quarter of what their girl is, And I think for women, that's a hard part to understand because when men cheat and we see the kind of women they cheat with, or we know like, what the hell? Like, she is not no wife,
Right.
Why would you cheat with somebody like that? Yeah. A lot of it is just because that's that lack of discipline with themselves and they're fulfilling a need or a void that they might themselves not even realize that they've had in them. A lot of men got mother wounds and don't like to admit it. A lot of them men have that emotional disconnect with women, but they crave it. And the way that they explore that connection is through sex because that's the only way they're knowing how to do it through their hormonal structure. Now, women, on the other hand, they're emotional cheaters. Women cheat when they feel that their man isn't being that emotional rock, so to speak, in the relationship. And by emotional rock, I mean men are more logical, right? Women are more emotional. We need that structure from a man. If we're having a moment, we're having a breakdown, we're fucking having a day, we need to be able to bring that to our man and our man get us back right, logically.
How?
Logical.
What do we do? What do we say? Do we rub
Depends.
her back?
Depends the circumstance. Depends.
Put your hand through her hair.
Maybe.
Cool her down.
Dick her down, whatever. I mean, I'm saying, that's where you got to know your lady, right? You got to know her love language. And this is something that me and my man, it was hard for us to learn for a long time. Okay. Like this whole idea of a love language or what it is, whatever, it ain't necessarily that he's supposed to be more emotionally intelligent because I actually put that responsibility on women. Women are supposed to be more emotionally intelligent. That's why we're hormonally structured like that, right? But men also need to know like how to, like, you're being too much, or you're thinking about this too crazy. But there's a way in which to do it. That's why you got to explore your wife.
What you think
or your
about?
lady.
No, she's correct.
Yeah.
And I have kind of like a flip side to it.
Okay, I want to hear the
And
flip.
just because, well, not really a flip side, but I know earlier you talked about women complaining that like they can't find guys here.
Yeah.
I would almost say like women are very, very bad at choosing a guy. Like they choose cheaters.
She was talking about that.
Yeah. And what a lot of women don't understand, and they get pissed off when I say this, and men as well, it goes vice versa. You are what you attract. Mm-hmm. And women don't want to hear that shit. You are what you attract. If you are being a solid, honorable woman, you'll be able to have discernment and see what kind of man is worth your attention or what kind of man is not. A man who is on your level is going to meet you at that level, right? And if you are complaining that all you get is men who aren't shit or don't know this or don't know that or can't fulfill these needs, you got to take a second and look at yourself in the mirror. That's what you're reflecting. Mm-hmm. He's meeting you at your level, you know? Now, same with men. If a man wants an honorable woman, you got to be an honorable man. If you're having trouble finding that, take a look in the mirror. What could you be doing different? How could you step into your masculinity different to attract that kind of woman? You know?
God damn, preach. Preaching over here. God,
there's a lot of self accountability on that too, because and I think you have to be self aware to even identify to get to that point. Now, the big thing to do that would help is therapy, obviously. Yeah. Talking to somebody that does not necessarily have an agenda against you. So that's why you really don't want to talk to your friend. You really don't want to talk to somebody that's really close, because they're going to try to steer you in what way, because they have some type of invested, property in your life. So if you listen to them, only, it kind of can steer you the right or wrong way. You don't know. It's kind of a gamble.
Yeah, I always tell people you got to be very careful with taking advice from people who are not in a position that you would want to be in or aren't showing the kind of person that you want to be. I mean, you can learn something from everybody.
Hear me out on this. You're right. We can learn something from everybody. And I'm trying to learn what you were saying, because you said women cheat more.
Yeah.
But men procreate.
We have the urge to. That's naturally in our DNA.
The urge to fuck,
do that, basically.
But women are slimy.
So why do you think the numbers, and going statistics, but why do you think women do it more?
Because they don't have any sense of value. I think for a long time, society, TV, culture has been cultivating this idea in women that they aren't as valuable as they should be. And by valuable, I mean like with their bodies. I think women think that going out, however many men you can have or attract, or they base their value off of how many men want to fuck them, instead of basing their value on how many men would actually want to wife me.
Thank you for changing that word.
That's it. That was perfect. That was perfect.
I think that's really popular today, though, what she's saying.
Yeah.
I think it's like, especially with the whole OnlyFans, like we've touched on this before, with the whole OnlyFans culture, like, I mean, like, women are making IGs just to sell their OnlyFans. You know what I mean? To build their platform off of, pictures, videos, shaking ass. I mean, going to get work done, getting their boobs done, getting their ass done. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, to me, that's what I see the most. That's the culture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I mean, kids growing up these days, kids like seeing this is like, that's all they're going to think women are. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Thank you, Kim. And Courtney. Well, not Courtney, but thank you, Kim.
But no, I
speak the Kardashians for that.
I think about that like myself, and I've even said it on this show, and I've talked to y'all privately and stuff like that about that. But I think even for myself, put myself on the couch for a second, it's the exposure to porn at an early age. That's what really fucked it up for me, because it took me a long time to even get to a certain point to see women outside of a different realm.
How old were you?
I think it was 10.
Hey,
damn.
Okay, not to be personal, you don't got to answer. Were you molested? No. Yeah, I think that like sexual abuse as a child has a lot to do with that too. There's a hypersexuality that comes with that exposure so young.
Yeah, trauma. That trauma's deep.
Yeah.
But just that experience alone, and to the people that have gone through that, type of situation, that traumatic experience, couldn't imagine what they actually going through. I just know what they went through, and then I look at what I experienced. I'm like, now I see where we are as far. It's like, okay, I can see why this person's going through this and going through that. But it's that you spoke about it with the victim mentality. You still got to control it. Yeah. I think you still got to seek to get that advice, seek to be better. Seek that. You can't just put everything on your past. I see a lot of people that do that. They say, "Oh, I'm a Cancer. I was raised this way, and this is why I am." I'm like, but I don't have to accept that. Yeah. That's as me, the other person. Yeah. I don't have to accept your trauma that you went through, that put you through what you went through. Now that behavior that you're displaying out here, I gotta basically accept that as being it. It's like, no, I can try to help you as best I can, but I don't have to accept it. And I think that's the difference too. And I think people need the people that are doing that need to understand that.
Yeah. A lot of people say that they're like a product of their environment, And I mean, I used to make those excuses too when I was fucking up. Like, oh, because I went through this, or because I was sexually assaulted and this, I'm justified in my anger, or I'm justified in my incompetence. Really what it was lack integrity with myself. I didn't have the heart to face where I'm fucking up in life, what my failures and my flaws are. Once I was like, let me stop, Let me be accountable for what I can be accountable for, what I can change. I can't change the cards that were dealt to me, right? But I could change how I play them.
Damn, I feel like we in church right now. Go ahead and preach.
The choir going. The choir up.
Because she's talking about accountability, and that's what women don't have these days is accountability.
But 10, bro?
Huh?
10.
Yeah.
That's
but
not.
and
bro, I was 6.
My first
I was
ejaculate
6
was
too.
like 16.
I was 6
Like,
too.
I was
you
6.
know,
My
like-
mom
it's just-
with
yeah.
novelas. Fuck, I see the
Oh,
chichis.
those.
And I was like,
6
Yeah,
is crazy.
novela.
I feel like 10 is normal. 6 is
You didn't
wild.
get hard and like, try to push it against something?
Dude,
Like, what is it doing?
At 6?
Yeah.
No, nigga. No.
You know, hey, you know
Not
what's
at 6,
crazy
bruh.
is I have my kids now, right? And my daughter is at the age that I was when I was molested by my family member. I was molested by a girl, one of my girl family members, and this is actually the first time I'm actually talking about it
I'm
publicly
sorry to
like
hear
that.
about that. Like, I'm sorry that you had to go through that.
It was I now barely at my ripe age of 28 am realizing how much that impacted me. Like, I went through my whole adolescence thinking I was bisexual. Had relationships with girls,
Damn, that's
hooked up with
crazy.
women, had this desire for women to an extent. I was like, okay, I like men, but I think I could marry a woman, you know? Now that I'm actually sitting with that, I'm like, what? No. Like, it was my first experience to sex. And the thing with that, right, when you're exposed to it so young, you're feeling the physical sensations that are like neurologically making your brain feel like, oh, this feels good, but then you know that it's wrong, you know? And that confusion as you grow is like you're chasing that and you don't even, you're unconsciously chasing it, you know? Like
mind
unconsciously,
games.
yeah.
It's crazy.
And yeah, it definitely, that adds.
You spoke about my bad.
No, you're good. No, you're good.
The environment though.
Yeah.
So, you know what we do in the environment, and you know how the clubs and bars are.
Yeah.
You know, that's where basically there's no room for goodness
Yeah.
in those places. Everybody's doing the wrong thing.
Stupid
Everybody's
Drake.
got certain
Stupid
intentions.
Drake. Girls like girls where I'm from. Girls like. Sick of that song, bro.
They roam free.
God.
The
Yeah.
bad intentions roam free.
Yeah.
Do you think you can find a healthy relationship in those environments, such as a club and a bar and that type of thing? Do you think that's even possible?
Love in the club.
Oh no, it's fucking.
That's
in
a
the club.
different kind of love.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I think everything is possible, right? I think anything is possible, but I think the likelihood of finding something of substance in that type of environment is slim to none. Because most of the time, when you're going out to a bar, you're going out to a club, it's because you're going out to fill a void, release, you know, de-stress or whatever. You want to get into the little crazy side of yourself, right? But it ain't a place that I think is conducive to meeting somebody and creating something that is healthy long term. Might be fun in the moment, and you might be one of the rare ones that does come across somebody that's like, you know, but it's there's so much lust. There's so much alcohol, which is, you know, the definition of alcohol is like soul sucking. You know what I mean? It gets people to make decisions that are counterproductive to logic, right?
Right.
Pair that with the sin, the lust, the environment, the music, the vibes. Everyone's out there projecting their traumas, trying to release all that shit. It's not a concoction that's going to be healthy.
She's speaking probabilities.
No, but that's honest. It's, you know,
Probabilities.
because there's some people out there that would say, "Oh, I met my husband, met my wife in the club," but I think people stand on that as if that's the rule, and I
Yeah.
think that's, to me, I think that's just anecdotal. I
Yeah.
think that's just a one-off in those
Yeah.
situations. I don't think that that's a, like you said it perfectly. I don't think that that's something that you should pursue or actually think you're going to get the best outcomes.
Yeah.
And this is us, and this is me working in this environment.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I know. I'm like, hell no. Like, I'm like this one dude over here. You know how we come through the door and they come in with a girl. I'm like, man,
Different
this girl
girl
was
every
here
week.
with another dude
Yeah.
just like 2 hours
Yeah.
ago, not the same night. And I'm just like, so we just look at it. So we, as the gatekeepers, kind of this, because we supposed to be sober.
Yeah.
Supposed to be. And we see this from a different, you know, a much more lucid lens. You know, as we're watching people, we the best people watchers. I tell you that I say it all the time.
It
we got
must
the
be interesting.
best seat in the house is when we there, and we're able to see how people navigate, how people move. And I just like, I knew from the jump, I'm like, that's not a place where I'm like, okay, I need to find wife. I need to find, like, I know that, but people keep thinking they will.
So when
And
I
you
was,
guys got girlfriends? Sorry.
Yeah, married.
Married.
Girlfriend.
Props.
Girlfriend.
Yeah.
Props to
Yeah.
the ladies in you guys' lives, because it would be hard for me.
Oh, trust me.
It's
hard. It's hard. It's absolutely hard for him. Trust me.
I don't know. I don't think you know fully.
It goes back to that conversation where you can't tell me shit. Anyway. Y'all remember that? There was one time where we was working at let's just say Farfetch, and there was this girl, and she was just sloppy and just kissing like damn near almost every dude. She was sloppy with it.
Oh my God.
And all of a sudden some dude rolls up and he's in his little basketball short dude, like he had a Kings jersey on, and he's all like, man, I'm about to get in. I was like, nah, you ain't getting in with the short. She's like, bro, that's my girl right there. And like he could see her at the edge of the bar just kissing some other dude. And then I'm like, nah, man, I can't. Like, you gonna put me in the middle of this? Like, I can't let you in with basketball shorts, homie. Like, I ain't even finna let you in knowing that you just said that that's your girl kissing some other dude. And, like, she catches wind of it. She comes outside and she starts yelling at this nigga and starts beating him up. Like, they come outside and she's popping him, slapping him. Like, shut the fuck up, go home. I'm like, bro.
I wish I would.
Like,
and see, this is a comment.
I wish I would.
I would have been like, what are you going to do? Tell her to stop? Like, please stop.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
No, but see,
he should have went home.
That's what I'm saying. I have seen so many couples that just engage in that environment. And when I tell you, because they're in it, to them it's normal, right? To them it's like, okay, this is just how we live. We like to have fun. We like to do all this. From the outside looking in, I'm just like, bro, what are you going to do when you take the alcohol away, though? What are you going to do when you take the partying away? Like, can y'all sit with each other on some sober shit night in and actually enjoy each other's company? Like, a lot of people base their whole relationship identity around how they met going out when they were younger. Now, when you grow out of that together, the couples that do, like, that's cool. But I realize a lot of people, personally, in my experience, that I have seen that have met in those scenes, their whole relationship identity is shaped around that. And I wonder, if that weren't there, would you guys have a connection?
Right. It's hard, man. I mean, I've been with my wife for 16 years, and I'll be 100% honest with you. It's hard to talk. Like, you know everything. Like, you know what I mean? What else do you want to know? You know, you want to know what happened to my day job? I can get that, but I ain't got nothing after that.
You don't have aspirations, goals? You don't try to have her have aspirations and goals?
Oh, we do, man. Those goals are definitely hit. And I feel like that's also another hard part, too, is when you hit a hard goal, you accomplish a goal, you're like, dang, what else can I accomplish? It's kind of hard. You hit like these big ones already. It's like, what's next? So, you know, I'm at a loss where we have some bigger goals, but they're not ready to hit right now. But you take one small step towards that each and every time. You get closer towards it. But, you know, it's more so like, you know, I was telling you, you know, I had a night without my son, which is very rare. I think my son has literally slept over my mother's or mother-in-law's house maybe 2 or 3 times in his lifetime, and he's 5. And so last week when, you know, he was sleeping over, I'm juiced. I'm like, yo, let's go to the casino. Let's go somewhere where we can't go with the kid. You know what I mean? Like let's go to Reno. Let's go right now. You know what I mean? Forget work. Let's go somewhere. And I was all juiced, excited. You know, we talking nasty talk. Oh, yeah, no Sunday night. Oh, we finna fucking get nasty tonight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real.
Hell yeah. So we ended up going, getting dinner.
That's that upper 30s in you,
and
man.
falling asleep. You're right. You 100% correct.
There ain't nothing wrong with it, though.
There wasn't.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
And that's the flip side that I was going to get to. My expectation of going to the casino and trying to wild out and do the things that we used to do before we had a kid was so high. And I almost felt disappointed when we settled with just going to dinner. And, you know, she could kind of tell, too. She was like, well, then fine. We don't have to do anything. You know, I was like, nah, let's go to dinner. And it actually turned out to be a fucking blast. We literally talked about just, like, what we're doing right now, what you're planning to do, what you, like I mentioned, like, future goals. But it was, like, more so current. You know, obviously with the position that I'm at this new location. She was like, well, if you're looking for this, let's talk to this one because she's a vibe. And, like, we started teaming up and having these conversations where it was actually healthy. Sure, I didn't get the fuck at the end of the night, you know, but the dinner, even though that was not the expectation, was still a dope ass night. We were able to have a good ass conversation. we fucked in the morning, but still, you know what I mean?
You stupid.
But still,
He
you
said,
know what
I'm
I
getting
mean?
it in.
You know, bro, I had to. You know what I'm saying?
Wake up, you promised.
I know you feel this behind you, girl.
Right.
We were just talking about that, like, slowing down is hard for both of us. Like, just being present, you know? And there are those times, especially when you've been together so long. I've been with my husband since I was 17. We're like 10 years, going on 11 in January. There's been those moments, those limbo periods where it's like, who are we outside of the kids and outside of being parents and you being a provider and me being, you know, mom? And we have had to have lots of conversations. I tell people this a lot. Me and my man, for the most part, have like monthly check-ins where I'm like, all right, like, is there something better I could be doing as a woman? Do you feel like your needs are met? Are you happy? You know, and vice versa. But it's like, the first few were uncomfortable because I was like, oh shit, here am I thinking I'm crossing off all the dots, but there's other things that my husband would like from me, and because our success matters to me, guess what? Now I'm gonna fill those needs. You know, we're gonna work harder. We've had to have conversations about our love language because we just ain't on the same page, and we've been bickering a little too much, and even just reconnecting. Right? You go through those periods where you like, we don't got shit to talk about. We started doing alphabet dating. So we don't get to go out to places without the kids often, right? But we do try to go on dates as much as we can. And we try new spots, right? So the first restaurant started with an A, and then a B, and then a C, just as a way to kind of have adventures in Sacramento and be like, okay, well, what new spot can we try that we haven't tried with this letter, and just crossing off dots. Even though it's just going to dinner, it kind of makes it fun.
Right.
You know?
That's what's
it's
up.
cool.
Keeping that excitement.
Keeping that excitement.
My bad. Like, where do you go for X?
I don't know. I haven't got that far. We're barely on F.
Okay, because I'm thinking about X, man. What's an X?
You would think all the way down there. There's a lot of letters in front of X. You know, it's real interesting you said that, because that's something I even had to think about, even with my girl, because you talked about the communication, and you were saying, like, sometimes they ask you, what am I doing right? You know, are you happy? That type of thing.
Yeah.
So my girl, she actually would do that, and as a man, we have a tendency to want to fix shit. So when you ask me, am I happy or do you still like me, I automatically think it's a problem. I think you're trying to profess to me that it's a problem, but I had to learn, and it's still taking me time to really adjust to that question. She's just wanting to communicate, basically, for both of us.
Yeah.
It's not nothing going wrong. Everything is going fine, but she's just wanting to maintain, kind of like, almost like, I looked at it one day, I was like, okay, this is like an oil change to the car.
There you go.
I was like, okay, so this is, but we as men, I think a lot of us deal with this. As soon as you bring that up, I think we think it's an issue.
Yeah.
And that we got to get into, we got to fix it mode. All right, let me put the gloves, let's fix it. And I got to fix the problem. And we very diligent about that. So that's interesting you brought that up, because I've even had to go through that.
I think that's a lot of the union in you too, Rob.
That is true, because I'm constantly taking on other people's problems.
Right.
My job is completely on, if somebody's got it, it's now my problem.
Yeah.
And so I'm automatically in the mode that I have to basically take on this task.
Right.
And that, you right, bro. You called it, bro. You put me on the couch, Warren. Good shit.
And sometimes that level of communication can be a little uncomfortable, you know, because honestly, a lot of women don't stop to actually think about what their man's needs are. Like, I find that a lot of women, we're constantly thinking about what we need from a man, right? What you could be doing better in this, and then my needs aren't being met here and there. But how often do women really stop and be like, wait, but am I meeting my man's needs? Am I holding up my end at his expectation for me? You know, it's not wrong to have expectations for each other in a relationship, and to communicate those, and to just it kind of brings you together in the sense that you kind of got to be vulnerable with yourself and really think like, oh shit, what do I need? Am I happy? Am I
Question,
fulfilled? Yeah.
Question for you, because we're on the subject of needs. Great question. It's Christmas time. How long have you been with your husband?
10 years.
10 years. Okay,
10 years.
I wasn't paying
She
attention
said 11
to the
in
years.
January.
Okay,
Yeah,
my bad.
there we go.
That was a long time ago. I got short-term
No,
memory.
it was like literally not even 5 minutes ago.
Okay, well, I have a very short-term memory then. Okay, fuck.
Damn.
Yeah, and we've been married since April.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Newlyweds, yeah.
Yes.
What are you getting your man for Christmas? Actually, you know what? You need to know his needs.
Yeah.
What does he want?
He's on the other side of the wall.
Okay, I know that. What does he want?
He called himself.
Yeah.
No.
What does he want or need?
You know what
for
he
Christmas?
told me he wants? He told me he wants me in a bow.
Everybody, yes.
I was like, bro.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
He's crazy.
Let's see if she actually pays attention to the needs, though, right? Right?
No, and he did. He sent me a
Right.
few little jackets that he wants for work, and he took me to Work World today and was trying all these things. So I was being attentive. I was like, I know you need a new hard hat, and you need this little vest, and you like this one better than the Wolverine one. I was paying attention. But we actually talked this year, and I was like, please don't get me a gift. Like, okay, full transparency. I'm a stay-at-home mom, right? My man is a provider, great provider. But I am such a gift giver, and I love to give gifts, but I can't stand buying my man gifts with his own money. Like, it irritates my fucking soul. Okay. And he's always just like, no, it's fine. And I'm like, no, like, I want to get you stuff with my own stuff. And I want to get him good stuff, you know? And they cut my monetization, so.
We're going to try to get that back up.
Yeah.
We're going to try to help that out.
Yeah. But I told him, I was like, let's not get each other gifts this year. And he was like, yeah, whatever. Put yourself in a bow. I was like, okay.
Hey, seriously.
Right.
All right, then.
The reason being, at least me personally, why I would ask for the same thing is because you can't, and it's so cliche that I'm getting ready to say this. It's been said all the time. You can't get me anything that I can't get myself.
Yeah.
You know, but there are certain thoughtful gifts that maybe I'm not even thinking about that would definitely be appreciated, you know?
Yeah.
I just stuck on that. I do have a gift that needs a home, like, cause I don't want
You
it.
stupid.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, I don't want it.
If it ain't open, I'll take it.
That thing is sealed in the
I need to
package.
be sealed. Okay,
It's
perfect.
sealed up.
Dude. But no,
We'll make use of it. No, I'm
All
just
right.
kidding. Not really. We probably would.
Last time I seen it, it was sealed up. I don't know now.
No, it's sealed up, bro. I'm telling you, that thing ain't seen the light of day. I'm telling you that right now.
It's hard to shop for men because you guys can get yourself whatever you want throughout the year. I mean, my man has a project car, and he just like has parts coming in. Whatever he wants, he gets himself. You know.
What kind of car?
An Impala '96.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's old school, but not old
It's like a
school.
classic.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the old school body. It's like the round, like they look like the Capris.
Yep.
Those
That's
are,
an FBI car.
yeah.
Yeah.
Those are sick, man.
That's
I love
some
those
muscle in
ones.
it. Yeah. It's a cool car. It's a cool car. But I think men, maybe being more thoughtful, like a good dinner, his favorite dinner. You know, with a good end of the night.
Right.
There we go.
We want the
Shout
bow.
out to that.
I think all men want that.
One.
Seriously.
At the end of the day.
Like, I mean, for Christmas, like if my girl asks me what I want for Christmas, it's honestly like I really have like no item that I want. You know what I mean? Like to me, it's all about like when I think of Christmas, I think about it's about the surprise. Like regardless of what you get me, it's like you know, whatever I open, it's like damn, you know, you thought about me to get this.
Same way.
And even if it is like thoughtful, I'm just like damn, like it makes me feel even more grateful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But me as just like how I am, I'm just simple like. Put that shit in the bow.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
I want access
good.
to all holes. Give me that ear.
Exactly.
I want the ear.
The ear.
That nose too. Give me that nose.
I don't want to say
Motherfucking
it.
small.
I don't want to
Give me
say
the
it because I know. Oh, he always says that, but I didn't want to say it. But it's like all you gotta do is give me a card that says "You're slept for 1 hour." Anything. Boom.
Be open-minded. Open-mindedness.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, give me that. I can't get that. You know what I mean? I can't go buy that. You know, that's something you can't buy. You know what I mean?
Well, you can.
Well, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right. I ain't think about it like
And it's
that.
cheaper than you think now.
But it's not the same, is it?
That should be on sale out here, boy. It'd be on a clearance rack. Anyway.
This went left.
Let it be on.
Hold on, before we do
Should be on rollback.
2 for ones out here.
what you said he wanted, it definitely fits in line with what I would want as well as a man. But let's flip that script. You know, what are your needs? What are some things that, you know, you feel like you would want for Christmas? This is huge because I asked my girl that. She can't tell me nothing either. So what are you thinking of?
Honestly, I would probably just want him to just like take himself and the kids to his mom's house and me just like watch my favorite like crime documentary or something.
But see, that
by myself.
That never
like,
happens.
Peacefulness. Yeah, I know, because by myself time is with my man. Like in his head, when I'm like, babe, I want my own time. He's like, okay, what are we doing? And I'm like, no, like for real, like I love you. Like I need to recharge for a second.
You don't want him to watch it with you? Like
She just needs a moment.
Yeah.
oh man,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Just watch your own stuff. Like I get that.
Like even just like if he was in the living room with the kids and me in the room, because I see the thing is, I've been with him so long and we are glued to the hip. We really are. Like I bring him everywhere with me. He's my best friend, but I'm so attentive with like what I do as a mom and my duties as a wife. And like, I think also too, cause we recently just came back from Universal, but he had to stay cause he has work, and I went with the kids and my parents, and I'm fucking burnt out. I'm like, man, I'm so tired of like dealing with the kids fight and mediating, and you know, you've been wanting everything since I came back, and I've given you all that I can give. I need a break. So
I hear you on the break part, and I'm gonna flip the script because you say that, and I think of my wife too. Like, all right, cool. I'm gonna take the kids. I'm gonna let you do your thing, right? And then let's say I'm gone for quite a few hours. I come back, the house is spick and pan. Like, she's just cleaning. She ain't relaxing. She ain't watching her shows. She's working, and I'm just like, I gave you all that time.
Therapeutic for her,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It is. And you know what? There is times where I'm like, hey, take the kids. I'm doing the dishes, and I'm like watching my own little show, and he'll be trying to talk to me, and I'm just like, okay, hold on. Can I just have this like 20 minutes to just? It is therapeutic for me. Like it is, because I'm just in the zone, thinking my own thoughts, and I'm a deep ass thinker. Like I feel like I have a very hard time shutting my brain off. So for me, I like those moments because we talked about art, right? My art is how I articulate myself. Speaking, podcast, thoughts that I'm thinking about, you know? Constantly learning. I love learning, you know? So those moments where I could just like read a good book or learn something I didn't know before, it's like my me time, you know? So
Okay. Right.
It is a little therapeutic.
I had to ask because, you know, I didn't know what to get, you know.
Yeah. No, I think that goes a long way, honestly. And even if it's just for like an hour, just that small amount of time makes the difference.
No, man, it's just like I so agree with that, because there'd be times where it's just stuff I want to do by myself. Like for me, it's watching nature shows by myself. I want to know about the peacock and their mating season. I need to know this. I need to learn and be educated, and and this is the thing. I don't want spectators, because I don't want nobody asking me, "Oh, what's that?" I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
Like that's like I feel you on that. I think everybody needs their little alone time.
Yeah.
Even if it's just 30 minutes or whatever.
See, and my man's the opposite though. My man will be like, "No, come do this with me," and I will, you know. But we have different love languages.
Yeah.
You know, he prefers the acts of service, me rubbing on his head while he's playing his game and massaging his shoulders and all that stuff. That's quality time for him, and that's kind of therapeutic for him. You know, it is cool.
Rob in the hot tub with Bubbles talking about fly pelican fly.
Yeah, fly pelican.
Fly.
Flying pelican.
Can you imagine watching one of them nature shows and Tony being a narrator?
Bro, I think you'd rival Snoop. Snoop is my favorite narrator. You ever heard Snoop narrate?
I never heard it.
Bro,
See,
that's
Tony,
comedy, man.
Give me a narrating story. Cheetah getting ready to attack his prey.
I don't even know how to do what. I gotta see like.
I think he would have to see it. But
I would be like, look at the buffalo as it sits to.
Oh shit! The fadeaway.
Straight to Buffalo.
Motherfucker. That was good.
Hit him with that
Buffalo in the
Snoop.
mating season.
What is these animals? You ain't never seen that, bro? When he was talking about they were otters. And he said, "Man, what is these animals? Is these mongooses? They done backed the gator up." They was like, "Oh, cuz on the set." I was like, "Bro, this is better than any English person with their deep accent narrating this." But shout out to
so
Snoop.
funny, man.
Shout out to Snoop.
That's so funny.
And that Super Ray 14K.
Oh, bro! His shit is hilarious to me.
God.
No, yeah, he's on the up right now.
Yeah,
I think
he is.
he's been getting. I think literally within the past month, he just got over 1 million.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Follow. And it's going up. I think it's like 1.4. Like it's going up. His shit is hilarious.
Oh my
Who is it?
God.
This dude, he's out of Detroit. He never shows his face. He just narrates anything. It could be a car accident. It could be a nature show. It could be anything you could think of.
With like a comedy twist?
Yeah, but he just
Constantly.
be talking. Just a hood dude from
Yeah.
Detroit talking
Yeah.
talking
voice
crazy.
How he sound like, Tony?
He's like, put some cocaine on that bitch. Yeah, cook it. Keep it going. Motherfucker, look at you. Like it's just like he's just talking black.
Yeah.
He's just talking black. And so that's it. But
The
it's
shit
funny
is,
as hell.
no, shit's hilarious. Yeah.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, shout out to Super Ray 14K, man. You doing your
Yeah.
thing.
It's hilarious.
I did want to touch on, because the personal growth.
Yeah.
And I think this is a big thing. I think a lot of people, don't know if they have to get to this point. You talk about rock bottom. And I've listened to some of your videos and you talk about that. Do you think that that's required to grow. Hit rock bottom to grow. Do you think, because I know a lot of people go through that and they say, oh, you got to hit rock bottom. They have to, but do you think you have to do that?
I think it's circumstantial for everyone's life. It just depends on what your goals are for success for yourself, right? The kind of person that you want to be. And also what is the adversity that you're facing in life right now? Like a drug addict, you need to hit rock bottom.
Okay.
A drug addict has to hit rock bottom. You got to get tired of your own shit to come out of it. Ain't no other way. Because everything else is lukewarm. If you don't know what it's like to lose it all and try to bounce back from that, staying out of addiction is going to be a million times harder.
I gotta push back on that. I'm an example, but I am the exception.
Okay.
Promethazine codeine addiction. Went through 12-step, been clean since he has been 3 months old. He's 14 now. I didn't hit rock bottom, but it took me. Went to my first class, and in the beginning, I didn't want to talk to nobody. You know, how 12 steps are. You know, it'd be the circle group and all that. And the dude who ended up being my sponsor later on, he told me, he was like, because, you know, he was asking me, there's people on like crack, there's people, the biggest thing was the food addiction. That tripped me out. That's super hard for people. That's a big one that no one talks about.
And that's very common.
So I was really learning kind of from everybody else talking, and I'm not saying nothing because I'm thinking, I'm like, you know, I got anger management. I'm on, you know, I drink lean. I don't even think this is an issue. And I ended up talking to the guy, and, you know, he's talking to me, and I told him, and he said, you got the worst addiction in here. And I was like, why you say that? This dude's on crack and all this type of stuff. He said, because you don't even think it's an issue. And that hit me like bricks. And from that point on, I changed up. That hit me. He said, you got the worst one in here. And then so I didn't have to hit rock bottom, but it took someone else to intervene to really set that light bulb off. I think I was lucky. I think I was lucky. I don't think that that's the norm. I think you might be right as far as the rock bottom, but I think that what it should tell people is maybe to open up your ears a little bit more to when someone is trying to, you know, say something to you, not criticize, but they're speaking directly to you. And I think sometimes we like to close, especially men. Like, you know, I was stubborn. I didn't want to listen to nobody, kind of the same thing. But him saying, I was just like, fuck, you know what? I'm in a position where I can take it on, and I did, but I just hope that other people maybe get as fortunate as I was with that.
I think it boils down, I think, like you're right about what you said, that you're the exception, you know, because a lot of that comes from your character. That's your self-integrity, you know, and based on how you carry yourself. Good all the time. No, but I mean, listen, what I've observed of you so far, you seem like you're a pretty stand-up person.
You don't gotta blow that nigga head up. Don't make that nigga big head bigger than what it already is.
You seem
yeah, I mean, I sent some salt.
You already know.
No, you're an observer, but you listen. You know what I mean? You hear.
Except to him. I don't listen.
You know,
That's
I be ignoring his ass.
I feel the vibes. No, I'm kidding.
Beam team.
Yeah.
Hey, they've been beaming.
You definitely, I forgot. Question.
Were you getting into that addiction, was it because it was just something recreationally that you got into, or was it because you were filling a void?
No, environment. Where I grew up, everybody else was doing it. It also, because I started smoking weed young too, and I was always looking for something that, you know what, for me, just getting onto that, it was kind of, I liked the feeling of feeling buzzed, feeling loose, but I didn't want the effects of the hangover. That got me that. Yeah. You know what I mean? But the problem is with that is people mix too much. They ain't mixing it right, and they end up ODing on it. And so it ends up being a problem. For me, it was just a way to get loose, just to kind of even out. You know what I mean? Just not really feel much of nothing, just kind of chill. And, you know, I kind of grew out of weed. Like that, I kind of was like, man, I don't like. It got to the point I didn't even want to smell like. This is the thing. This is how I really knew it was a problem and why I even went to 12-step in the first place. Is because I was hiding it from people. Yeah, that's the issue. And then so at that point, I didn't want nobody to know that I wanted to be numbed. If that makes sense, you know, like, cause weed, you can't get that up. You know what I mean? Like, they gonna smell it. You know, and stuff like that. And the other drugs, the other harder drugs, it takes on your life more physically. It's really hard to hide. You know what I mean? It was like, that's something I could do. There's a lot of people to this day that have known me almost my whole life, don't even know that I was doing it.
Oh, shit.
That's how much I was keeping it to myself. So that's why, you know, everybody chooses these avenues to try to escape, and looking yourself in the mirror and trying to figure who that person is. I think that's some of the most difficult shit in the world. Oh, yeah. And because you really got to face it, you know what I mean? And it's still demons even coming after that. But I'm just saying, for that particular situation, yeah, that was eye opening.
Yeah. So I wonder if that played an influence on you being able to cut it, that like in the way in which you did. Because I feel like a lot of people, when they do drugs, a lot of it stems from the unconscious need to just run away from everything they've been through.
He helped too.
Yeah.
Having a young kid.
Yeah.
That helped. That helped without a shadow of a doubt.
That was different.
Well, because now it's not about me.
It's a different inspiration.
You know what I mean? And I do think that people need two different types of motivations. I don't know. I was actually just having this conversation with my girl about it. I think we need both. Because we were talking about working out, and her and I both like working out. You need external and internal motivation. You need the internal for your own self, why you work out. You need the external too. The external is, I want to look good in the mirror. You need that to keep it consistent. You have to have it. It's just the problem becomes when the external outweighs the internal. And it's like, but you need both to kind of get you going and stay consistent. You need that to a certain extent.
I agree.
Going back to rock bottom, we're kind of talking about that. My question would be, do you think, because when someone hits rock bottom, I think what they gain is an appreciation factor. The fact that like they can appreciate so much now because of the fact that they were rock bottom, and now they're like, wow, okay, now I'm here, and they're able to teach that to somebody else. You know what I mean? And I'm just wondering if, like, not to say that yours wasn't like that, because you have a rare, like he was saying, or like you were saying before, it's a rare thing to have wisdom. You know what I mean? Because being smart is listening to something, but then having wisdom is hearing somebody else's experiences and learning from that. You know what I mean?
True. Right,
and so it's just like, I think you just have that rare ability. But
I think it was because of my dad.
Yeah.
My dad was old enough to be my grandfather. And when you get in game from an old dude that's set in life, what he went through, and my dad went through some shit. But it's like, I think he was able to kind of teach me something, even unconscious to himself. Yeah. To a certain extent. So I think that plays a part into it too. But no, you're right. I think what also with rock bottom is, you talked about appreciation. Everybody in here seen somebody come out of jail.
Yeah,
right. Not come out. What do you mean by come out?
Well, like they just got out.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like a family members, friends, whatever. Right. First thing they are is appreciating. Just like Mike Epps was talking about. He said, "Man, Tony got me 2 sweaters. Got a pair of pants." They appreciating everything. And you right. That happens like that. When you hit rock bottom, you almost get to the point where you wake up. I appreciate breathing. Like, and yeah.
My uncle appreciated. I don't know what to say about that. But when he got out, he was like, "You should be doing 2 push-ups at night. Every night, make sure you do 2 push-ups." Like, what the fuck you talking about? He got
institutionalized.
Yeah, that type. You know what I mean?
Did you do the 2 push-ups?
I did actually.
Does he look like he did?
Oh, you ain't shit. I was asking a legit question. And you over here gonna shoot him down.
Bitch, yes. Bitch, yes. I'm very proud that I can still do push-ups, all right? Damn, nigga. Like, shit. Fucking.
You was quick with it, too.
Yeah, he was ready. Look like you do push-ups. Motherfucker, hell yeah. Tell the dude that I just kicked out yesterday if I was doing my push-ups. That nigga felt it. I've always said, though, even when I was younger, I was always kind of just big. Even when I was in sports, I was playing football and basketball. I still always, I was a big dude. But I've always had that strength, but I've always had a gut. So I've always said that, man, you know what? I'm going to make sure that my arms and my chest is swole as fuck, but I'm going to have to walk around with this beer belly. It is what it is. I've never been able to
shake it.
Never. Yeah. Not even in high school. You know what I mean? So it just is what it is.
You embrace it?
I embrace it. I'm a fat nigga.
Chicks like it.
With some strength. With some, how you say it?
Strength.
Yeah.
Some strength.
You know what strength is?
Yeah.
It's strength with oomph.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
That extra.
Yeah. So
like a buffalo.
It is what it is. Fuck, I was in the gym with y'all niggas religiously and was still fat as fuck. You know what I mean?
Were you eating good though? Isn't it like 80%
and so
diet?
that I realize is really probably the main problem that I had. Like, you go and work out, but then you go and get McDonald's or you go and get Carl's Jr. afterwards. You weren't really eating healthy. And I don't think that part really started coming into my life until after I started working out, trying to eat healthy. And then I was just like, fuck eating healthy. So, but it is what it is. You do have to have a legit healthy diet along with working out.
Yeah.
My boy, rest in peace, Eric McGinnis. He was a body trainer before he passed, and he was just like, bro, like it's literally 20% working out and 80% what you eat. Like He's like, anybody can do it.
You can't outwork a bad diet.
Right.
Anybody will tell you you just can't. It's completely impossible.
But I love to eat. Like y'all said, eating food is addictive.
Yeah.
Man,
it's the most common addiction. Sorry.
No, it
really is.
And that one's the one that's so hard. Just coming, listening to people that were going through it. Like, obviously, you see somebody doing crack, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Right.
But somebody eating food, it's like they need to eat. Like it's something you have to have. Right. So it's like that. I couldn't imagine. I feel like I'm fortunate I didn't have that type of addiction.
Yeah.
Like, because that's hard.
I was explaining that to my husband one time because I was addicted to meth when my daughter was.
Pause. Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was.
It's tough.
So.
I mean, I don't know personally, but I have friends. So.
Oh yeah, it's tough. I think I weighed like 110 pounds at my worst. Yeah, I have pictures of it. But yeah, during that time, that was just a crazy.
Would you
time.
downgrade to?
What do you mean? What I done?
I was just joking with you. Keep going.
No way. Like what other drugs?
Yeah, no, you good.
Oh, because I've done everything.
Oh, you stupid.
I was gonna get him right before that too. Damn it.
Damn, no, you made me lose my train of thought. Oh no, we were talking about food addiction. I was explaining to my husband one time because I was trying to get him to understand how the addict mind works, right? The trickery that it plays on you, like. And I was like, how I'll portion your plate, and then you see the food on the stove, and you still go eat the food on the stove, and then you get done with dinner, and you still go take a couple bites from the shit that I have on the stove. That's exactly how addiction works. You shouldn't. I know you're full, but you just can't help yourself. You go and you want to just eat bites of hella food to the point where I'm telling you, like, babe, you're good. Like, you already had your dinner, Right. That's exactly how addiction works. You shouldn't, but it's constantly there. It's in the back of your mind. You think to yourself, it ain't gonna be that bad if I do,
But you do got to remove. I think you got to remove yourself from the environment.
Oh yeah.
That also
100%.
That helped me. I'm not in the same circles anymore, and I knew I couldn't be because it's that. Like even if you talk about the diet thing, you can't. Like I tell people when they ask me, like, okay, what do I do as far as meal plan? Because I used to meal prep and help people with stuff like that. And one of the things is, if I was talking to somebody and they had a girlfriend or spouse, I'm like, they got to do this too. I said, because they can't come in here with the Oreos and you think you about to sit there and just eat your chicken and broccoli. It just ain't going to happen. It's just not going to happen. With it being there, I don't care how much willpower you have. You're going to break eventually. So, you have to remove stuff out of that of your space. You have to, or it's not gonna happen. Now, I think once you get to a certain point, I think of who you are and where you are. Now I could, like, if somebody was sipping on the, I would not have the urge, but I do know I still have that. Yeah. I still am aware that I still have to deal with it, but I know that now it's probably not going to have the same effect it would have maybe 10 years ago.
100%.
Big difference.
Yeah.
My bad.
As we coming down, we talking about all relationships, men, women, stuff like that. If you could just sum it up, just narrow it down. I know that's hard. What is holding men and women back? What's holding them back? If you could narrow it down.
Themselves.
Okay. Simple.
I think people aren't willing to face themselves.
The truth is scary. It's sometimes
I think
hard.
we underestimate the impact that our childhoods and our influences had on how it shaped our perspectives when it comes to human connection and vulnerability.
Good old ass whoopings.
I don't think people are willing to really sit and be like, damn, how did my parents' marriage affect how I want to connect with people, or their divorce, or, the things that I've seen, or the lack of affection. You know what I mean? And you really got to sit with yourself and really be like, damn, what parts of my personality and perspective and my ability to be vulnerable with somebody that I love is affected by what I saw.
God damn. See, this is that shit I was talking about right here. You over here touching people. All right, stop that. Stop it.
Me and my husband had to go through that. We had to really say, I mean, I don't know if you guys know, but him and I went through really rough patches in the beginning, like violence in the beginning. And I left for a year and a half, and I was like, I'm never going to come back to that. And he, in that time, did soul searching with himself. And I told him, I was like, you need to figure out why the fuck you are the way that you are, But equally so, I had to figure out why the fuck I was even the type of person to put up with shit. you know, and I had to
the crazy
sit.
Part.
Yeah, you know, and a lot of women, you know, when I've talked about like the domestic violence, they're like, you know, oh, don't blame yourself, and I'm not blaming myself, but I am taking accountability for how my influences shape my mentality, and this idea that I have to stick around through shit like that to be a ride or die, right? And I had to accept that with myself. Like that was something that your lack of love and your lack of self-worth put you in this position, and you accepted it for as long as you did because you didn't know these things about yourself, because you grew up thinking that this is what a ride or die does, you know. And I had to own that shit, and it was probably the hardest thing for me to have to face, because I'm sitting there being accountable for what I could be accountable for. Right. And I realized that if I never want to put up with certain things again, I have to make sure that I'm showing up for myself the way that I would like my husband to show up for me, and he had to do the same.
Yeah,
that you're showing up for yourself. I like that.
Changes. Yeah.
In short, look inward.
Inward, yes.
Inward. Not inward. Inward.
Right. Inward.
Right.
And be
not
honest.
inward.
And be honest, because we love to lie to ourselves.
That's a fact.
We love to lie to ourselves.
I am not high right now.
That's called the ego. That's what it is.
Yo, yeah, definitely.
100%. Yeah.
We're getting ready to wind down.
Okay.
But before we do this thing where, you know, we got any last words. I wanted to thank you so very much, Ayme, for coming on our show. If you guys don't already know, go on ahead and follow her on all her platforms with her For the Soul, spelled out F-O-U-R. I spelled that right?
No, F-O-R.
F-O-U-R?
F-O-R-S-O-U-L-S. Wait, no.
Listen, we
How
have
you
to.
got me all fucked
We
up.
gotta apologize for winning. He has a history of doing this on our 90-something episodes. He always does this.
I have no idea why
you think-
either.
and
I got to look inward, I guess. I don't know.
most people that listen,
It's because you was thinking of the number 4. You've been thinking of the number 4 since we started, because
But
you were like 4, like 4.
F-O-U?
He said the letter 4 earlier.
What did I say?
The letter 4.
don't patronize him.
I said-
He need to get this right.
Yeah, no, you're right. Amen.
People
Amen.
constantly think that he's doing this on purpose.
It ain't
I'm
on
telling
purpose.
y'all right now,
It
it
ain't
ain't
on
not
purpose.
on
I
purpose.
thought you were cracking a joke.
It
I
just be
genuinely
happening.
did.
This
Okay,
nigga
all
lost.
right.
What did I spell? F-Y-O-U-R? What did I say?
F-O-U-R.
Like
Where
the
you get
number
the
4.
F-O-U-R? So 4. F-O-U-R.
No,
What am I doing again?
it's
F-O-U-R.
F-O-R.
F-O-R.
So it's not
Yo.
4.
For you.
It's 4.
Not
just
like
for you.
4.
Not the number 4, just F-O-R.
I've been fucking up this whole time.
Yeah.
I said 4 last time.
Yes.
And when I was saying
Yeah.
4,
You saying everything it ain't.
You,
How you get a Y in
but
there?
it's still 4.
no, it was a U. Oh, wait, no.
No, he said a Y. He said F-Y.
I don't know what I said, to be honest with you. We're going to have to
Four.
check the tape on
So
that.
it's
4.
Four.
F-O-R.
The Soul.
T-H-E-E.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's 2 E's?
No.
Okay, I had to throw it out there just to see what's up.
T-H-E-S-O-U.
This nigga retarded. This nigga win, man.
Oh man.
Oh, man.
Bless
For
us.
the Souls podcast.
For the Souls podcast.
Video version, YouTube, audio version.
You're going to
on
have to
everything
spell that
else.
for the dumbass niggas that's on the same page as me watching right now. Spell all of that.
F-O-R-T-H-E-S-O-U-L-S
Got you.
podcast. Do I got to spell podcast too?
Nah,
No,
you
all
don't.
right, good.
Damn.
Gotta do all that.
Bless his heart. Bless his heart. He tried so very hard.
No, I appreciate you guys having me on. I think, you know, I see you guys as sports comment. You guys are hella funny with things that you guys talk about. I was interested. I was like, okay, what are we gonna talk about? You tend to be on the deep side.
That's what I'm saying. He
You
was
be
not
deep.
Tony today. When he said rock bottom, I thought he was finna be like, do you smell? You know, I thought you was talking like that rock bottom. You've been so professional today. So it's uncanny. I'll be honest with
No,
you.
I
the
watched
jacket.
some of your
It's the jacket.
episodes.
It's the jacket. That's what's done.
I don't know why the
cold.
fuck it dropped 20 degrees out of nowhere.
He's cold.
I'm like, what the hell?
It did.
Oh my
His
god!
nipples were showing on camera.
Yeah, did you see him too? That's why I was like, oh hell no.
Stewie. Well, once again, we want to thank you for coming out. For one, I did offer a complimentary booth at one of the clubs out here. We can talk about District 30. Definitely come in touch with me, and I'll make sure you and your family, whoever you bring, gets taken care of. Also, as I also partnership with Country Club Lanes. Country Club Lanes also wanted to give you and your family a couple tickets for some free bowling. Also, gaming card, pizza, and
Say
some
it right.
soda.
Say
So
it right.
so much.
Yes.
I appreciate it. We'll definitely take the kids.
Compliments of Country Club Lane.
Thank
so
you.
absolutely.
No, thank you guys for having me. You guys have been great. I enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it
And
too.
the laughs.
Yeah. It's different for us. I'll be 100% honest with you. And to have your presence, a female presence, on this show, to be able to break down like, relationship things that we all need to hear. Trust me, I'm taking the advice on what you said. I'm finna just take my kid and go and let her be because if your man wanted the bow, and I know we all want the bow, then I'm pretty sure our wives or ladies are gonna want some alone time too. So I appreciate the advice. Yeah,
you're welcome, you guys. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on. I think you definitely put a much more refreshing aspect to the show. Obviously, I think there's a lot of people out there that actually really like to hear what you're talking about. Even myself, I've been listening to a lot of it. I'm like, yeah, she's spitting. Like, people need to be listening, for sure. And I think we do need that authenticity. So I think that's 100% accurate. And so hopefully people take heed. Did want to give you a shirt, medium or small?
Medium's fine.
Thank you.
About the night.
See, I feel hella special. Sure. Thank you.
I want to make sure we take
No,
care of
and
our
whenever you guys want me, we could talk about all kinds of topics. We could get into politics.
Yes. Yes.
That might be a whole nother 2 hours.
That might have to be a special 3-hour special.
We can do a special.
Man.
When they'll get irritated.
When to hibernate.
I'll be like, where the tree at? Name is Smoke.
Hey, that's why I looked at him, because I
Looking
watched
like
a few episodes. You guys are funny the way you guys get.
He be sleep
I
when he
was like-
talking.
Yeah. But vice versa, when we be talking sports, he be off and
That's
out.
true.
That's
true.
It's
They just don't. Hey, he tried to save you, but
And you're smooth with it. You smooth.
he hit you
Dropping
with the
them gems.
one-liners.
That's why I'm saying he be dropping them gems. He be coming in with some real shit. No, you guys are great. Thank you.
We definitely do try to have a good time, man. So we do thank you for coming out. I guess you can, chop this up as a tax write-off. This was a mentoring session, Go ahead and put that out there, Yeah.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. I do.
Anything else? One more time. Anything?
Nah, we straight, man.
What you got for the people? It's your time.
What?
Show some love. What you got? Tell them to go
y'all
hit
put
the
me
like
on
button, follow button.
I'm kidding.
Go check out
No,
my
you guys
husband.
go check me out. You guys can follow my personal page if you want to see a little bit more insight on me and my man. I try not to post my kids that much, but just my other little layers to myself, my little hood side, my educational side, or my podcast, which is mostly mentorship and wisdom that I post. So I have 2 pages: the Ayme, ICYAYME, spell it out for you, and the For the Souls podcast. And just take a listen, you guys, with an open mind and an open heart. And like I always say, all love, always, always.
There we go, man.
That's what's up.
One of the best episodes, man. There is no other way to end the night like that. Episode 94 with one of the special guests we've ever had, Miss Ayme here in the house, man. For your soul, man. Make sure you check it out. Stay tuned to what we got for you coming up next week. We got another huge show. Man, I got to give a special shout out to the guys over here at Black Screen Studios for staying and hooking it up, coming here and after hours, and making it easy for us to work. So it's all good. It happens. That means it's time to go.
My kid's alarm to pick up.
Hey, it's time to go. That's what it means.
No, I have like a chore alarm.
Oh, damn.
Oh wait, no, you know what? Hold on, it's late. That's my iron pill alarm.
Okay.
The chore alarm, 7 o'clock. That's
Even at the right time.
the 8 o'clock alarm.
Gotta set it up. Once again, guys, thank you guys so very much for tuning in to another episode of About the Night. Have a great night.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bless.